Hello all, Nick Calabro here with Collaboration, and I want to quickly talk about how there's money in just about everything that you may or may not do. Now, what do I actually mean by this? People say to me all the time, different business ideas, different ventures that they might be taking, different opportunities that they might want to pursue. And the answer always is the same exact thing, that there's money in it if you commit. So, for example, people say to me, oh, Nick, I might want to go into real estate. I might want to be a real estate agent. Okay, that's fine. If you commit to it, if you work 18 hours a day on it, okay, if you're actually super driven with this one goal in mind, then there's money in it because you would have committed. If you want to be a dentist, right, there's money in it if you commit. Every single thing possible. You want to be an entrepreneur, okay, obviously. If you want to be a CEO of some SaaS company, okay, there's money in it if you commit. Because if you commit and you put the time behind it and you put the work behind it, okay, there'll always be money in it. There's always money in things, no matter how niche it may seem, no matter how small it may seem. There's always going to be opportunity in everything that you might want to pursue as long as you're committing. Okay, so conversely, if you're not committing, if you're just doing things for a couple weeks and then giving up and then not really following through with anything, and then you end up kind of in this state where you're just going from business to business, okay, from different side hobby to different side hobby to different, all these other different things without putting much thought into it, without doing much work and marketing and everything behind it, then there's not money in that, right? There's no money in being kind of a serial hobbyist, okay? There's going to be money when you commit and money in once you commit to something so heavily that you're doing it for many, many hours per day, 7 days a week, okay, every day of the year, for years, right? That's the big thing. That commitment is going to include that you're doing this thing for multiple years on end, okay? The problem with so many people is that they give up and maybe 6 months, maybe a year in, okay, and they were just about to reach a level of success with it, right? But then they gave up too early because they weren't seeing the results that they wanted. Okay, so the big problem that I see with a lot of entrepreneurs is that they're not actually going through all the phases that they need to. Okay, they're just going through the startup phase, right? They're going through maybe the hard work initial setup phase, okay? Then they're going through a little bit of the strategy phase, right? And then right when they're about to get to the profit and luxury phase, they give up before that, right? Because the profit and luxury phase is like years down the line, okay? It's all about so much work beforehand. Now, collaboration is certainly not at the luxury phase. Sure, we're at the profit phase. And did that come a little quickly? Maybe, just because it's in no overhead profession, right? Like, we're not spending a lot of money to run these companies. We're not doing a lot of overhead work that is required. And, we're certainly not at the luxury phase. We're not going to be at the luxury phase for like a decade, right? And the problem that people might have is like, this might not be enough for them, right? They might want to get to that luxury phase sooner and quicker. Okay, so then they end up giving up and thinking that something else will get them to that phase sooner, okay? Only to find out that that's not the case at all, and they're actually just failing every time and more frequently and sooner each time. So the bottom line here is the answer to every question that you might have is there's money in it if you commit, okay? You want to be a professional tennis player? There's money in it if you commit. You want to be a real estate agent? There's money in it if you commit. You want to be a mechanic? There's money in it if you commit. Nothing is out of the question. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Everything will make you money if you are putting in the time, if you're putting in the effort, if you're putting in the resources required to actually succeed in this space. There is money in it if you commit. I'm Nick Calabro. Now get to work.